I love a good Q&A. And yes, I do look like an auntie because I am one. Anyways, what's the minimum salary you should accept for your first project manager position? I have two responses for this. First one, I think that you should accept whatever you feel you need. So for me, when I'm looking for a role, regardless of if it was project management or whatever it was before that, I focused on what I needed to earn and what was my minimum number. And that's kind of like how I maneuvered. Second, so for me, I can talk about my experience. My first official project manager role that I got that title, I was paid $50 an hour. Okay. It was a short term contract. It was way more than what my minimum salary requirement was because I already knew like what my expenses and things were. So I knew what the minimum number I wanted, and that was past that. Now, I want to say that this, even though that was my first official title, that was in my first type of time operating as a project manager. So I had experience. By that time, I already had, I want to say maybe 2 years experience navigating the project manager world, right? But not necessarily having that title. And I didn't have a certification at that time. I did not complete any course at that time. It was just me leveraging my experience, understanding the game and moving forward like that. And then after that, my number has significantly gone up with every contract that I've done. Now, from what I've seen in job descriptions where the role is entry level, I've seen $30 to $40 an hour, which I think is actually good to start. Because if you don't have skills to leverage, we can't use you. You feel me? And the way that it works is you get in, you take that, and while you're there, you can go find another contract to maneuver, and then you leverage that experience, those skills, to get the higher increase at the next place. And then you just continue to move like that. You feel me? And then if you stack them, meaning you get multiple contracts at a time, if one company is paying you 30 an hour and the other company is paying you 40 an hour, well, you just have, what is that? 40 plus 30. That's 60 and 80. So that's 140. You know what I'm saying? So do what works for you. Leverage everything. Leverage every skill, every project, every company that you've been with, every course. All of that matters when it comes to negotiating numbers, and also understanding how projects work help with negotiating numbers. I mentioned this before. Even if this is your first project, if they're asking you to build out a lot of things that they don't have already set, I would up my number because y'all about to work me.